Hey there, in today's video, I'm going to go through what it cost me to run the 6 marathon majors and win this medal. I'm making this video because I got my 6-star medal in London in 2025 and I decided to figure out how much it cost to run the 6 major marathons that I needed to get it. And in this video, I'm going to go through the costs in detail. Now, spoiler alert, it cost a lot more than I thought. A lot more. As always, this video might be long. The chapter mark is down below, so you can skip on through to the bits you might be interested in. Let's get going. I started my 6-star journey in 2020 running the virtual Chicago Marathon during COVID. Running is my hobby. I don't have any kids. I don't go on any holidays that don't involve a race. I live in Lycra. I haven't bought anything other than running clothing since 2020 that I wear every day. I'm lucky that my work allows me to. I spend my money on running, filming running, and buying books about James Joyce. Before making this video, I asked Google Gemini AI what the 6 marathons would cost. It said, running all 6 world major marathons would likely cost a significant amount, potentially exceeding $10,000. Broken down into registration, travel, accommodation, gear, and other. Google Gemini AI then goes on to give an overall estimate of between $4,700 and $11,500 or more. Let's see what my costs were. My cost reality was not like Google Gemini AI. I spent just shy of 50,000 euro, 55,000 US dollars, 42,000 pounds sterling, 86,000 Australian dollars. Yikes. Now, not everybody will spend that. And comment away down below on what you may have spent or ways that you were able to run these cheaper. It'd be great to hear from you about some of your tips and tricks. I wasn't trying to run the 6 marathons in the cheapest way possible. I was trying to do it in the most enjoyable way possible and pretty much as quickly as possible in all senses of that phrase. But I thought I'd make this video to let you know what you might be getting yourself into if you decide to run the 6 major marathons. I will make another video about running 6 marathons that are just as good for a lot less money and you could do in a lot less time. I'll list some costs here. I'll put the cheapest first. Berlin, I ran in 2022 for €1,778.77. Next was London 2025, €1,949.72. Chicago 2021, €2,117.52. New York 2023, $3,427.32. Boston 5,113.24. Tokyo 2025, €8,559. Bring a total of $22,945.57. I'll put up the conversions here, but in US dollars, say 26,000 euro. Pound sterling, say about 20,000 pounds, and Australian dollars, about 40,000 Australian dollars. You can pause for the details that are there. The prices are on the dates I pay for them, and the conversion costs are as of today, 15th May 2025. To give a breakdown, travel was $8,280.44, $9,311.70, £6,921.97 sterling, and $14,255.96 Australian dollars. I flew in premium economy or business class. As it went on in my journey, I upscaled my flying arrangements. I told myself I didn't want to get DVT, but it was probably self-justification. You can go a lot cheaper in the back of the plane. Depends where you live. If, for me, Tokyo was the furthest. And again, book early. If you were from Tokyo, it might be really expensive to go to all the other ones. All the travel will depend where you live. If you live in London, it's probably pretty cheap to get to London Marathon. Accommodation was €13,406.14, $15,148.94, $11,261.16 sterling, and $23,192.62 Australian dollars. I stayed in quite nice hotels. Ironically, the cheapest was the nicest in Berlin. Look for deals in advance. I was particularly looking for a hotel in each of the cases that I could make something. I wanted to make my breakfast porridge myself, all that kind of stuff. That was generally what I was trying to do. The Boston hotels were the most expensive. Even before you even know if you're going to get in or before anyone else gets to know to get in, if you book one of those ones that are refundable that you can then cancel closer to the date, they're worth doing. It'll be a lot cheaper than afterwards, and there'll be a scramble to get rooms. I typically stay for 5 nights. On a Sunday race, I want to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Lots of people do 3 days, day 1 expo, day 2 race, day 3 return. In terms of race fees, I paid $1,213.05. The race fees are pretty similar, $200 to $300. I didn't pay a race fee for London. I got in for free because I was a guide runner for Chris, and I made some small charity donations along the way. So far, 23,000 euro. How did the 23,000 euro double to nearly 50,000 euro? Here's looking at you, Boston. I had to qualify to get into Boston. Some people can qualify easily. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that have to take several marathons to learn how to run a marathon, to learn a lot of different strategies, and to get this side correct. That side, easy enough. This side was the real difficult one. It took me several attempts. I ran Buckeye, Arizona, 2022. Zurich, Switzerland, 2022. Rotterdam, the Netherlands, 2023. Jack and Jill, Seattle, 2023. As it happens, I qualified in Rotterdam, but I'd already booked the Jack and Jill, and all of that added about another 10 to 15,000 euro. To increase my lottery entry chances, I joined specific clubs. I joined for 1 year, one Tokyo, and for 2 years, the Abbott World Marathon Majors Gold Club. Together, they cost me €741.23. As I said, I had zero success with winning the lotteries, but they were both worth it for reasons I'd explained in other videos. Another cost are shoes. I bought a lot of shoes from 2020 to 2025. Now, excluding shoes I bought because I'm reviewing shoes or having fun on the internet, with shoes I ran 11,321.14 kilometers or 7,034.63 miles during this journey. Say you ran 300 kilometers per shoe. I would run less in a marathon shoe, and I do that to keep them in pristine condition. But at 300 kilometers a shoe, that's 38 pairs of shoes. Say €200 for a pair of shoes on average. Some of them would be a lot more. That's €7,500, $8,400, £6,300 sterling, and 13,000 Australian dollars. So if you can do the marathons in less time, you'll probably spend less money on shoes. Some other costs are kit. Lots and lots of kit. Most of it doesn't wear out, thankfully. Socks pretty much do. And depending where you live, you're going to be training in all sorts of weathers. You need cold gear, wet gear. I mean, you're going to spend a minimum of $1,000 on kit. Most likely, you, like me, will spend way north of that. You'll spend money on nutrition and hydration, chews, hydration, gels, ways to carry them all. You might do, like I did, sweat tests. Yeah, you'll easily another €1,000 on gels and nutrition and types of water and all of that good stuff. You'll spend money on tech like sports watches. I bought 4. I wear 2. These cost €1,650. You might buy yourself a pair of prescription sunglasses. I bought 3 pairs. These cost €500. They have little slip-on things. Again, I made reviews of these. A chest monitor, about €100. I've got a couple of them. Some Stride foot pods for more data, €199. A lot of money on all sorts of tech, weighing scales, foam rollers, you name it. There's lots of tech you can happily spend your money on. You will get injured, and this will cost you money. Hopefully no cancelled races, but in 2020, in April and May, I had a sore Achilles. In 2021, in February, I had a gammy right knee. In May, I had a sore left knee. I have knee sort of things. 2022, in May, I got COVID. 2023, in June and July, I had a really serious lower back problem. I thought I couldn't walk when I got off the plane in Seattle to run to Jack and Jill. I improved. Acetaminophen and ibuprofen. July 2024, I got COVID again. Not so bad that time. 2025, oh, that's now. I have a right knee issue, and I have a slight left knee issue, and I've had a groin strain. But I'm lucky I managed those. But in doctors, physios, and specialists that I had to go and see, I spent at least €1,500. a very small price to pay for good health advice from great professionals. You will go to the expo and buy all sorts of stuff. T-shirts, gloves, robes, hats. Go for your life. I did. So much for the dollars and cents. What about the time cost? Well, in the 11,321.14 kilometers I ran at roughly average, let's say 5 minutes 30 per kilometer. That's 66,266.27 minutes, or about 1,030 hours of running. That's not changing, not showering, not the time getting to the run, just the running. And of course, there's an opportunity cost in all that. But then what else would I be doing? For me, a big time consideration is actually my age. It was reflected in a lot of this in terms of the speed I wanted to get through these things. If I was 20, I might have just taken it easy and waited to win all the lotteries. But at 62, that reflected some of the choices I needed to make. Rather than waiting to win all the lotteries, one quick way, potentially quick way, is being a charity runner, where you raise money that you pay essentially as a fee. You could look at it as a fee, but you could actually raise the money. And in this, I just looked at the minimum amount of charity entry costs this year, and the speed of getting in didn't seem to outweigh the cost, because it's not actually a cheap option, dependent on the marathon. But from what I could find out online, it was $16,432.65, $18,569.89, £13,803.43 sterling, or 28,428.48 Australian dollars. That was the minimum I could find for entry into each of the marathons. They all varied. Tokyo has a sort of bonkers system of charity sort of bidding. Most of the others are fairly straightforward. And I do know from talking to some of the race directors that it is an incredibly important part of what they do and how they see their own particular marathons. You could go with a tour operator, as I went to Tokyo with Sports Tours International. The total cost for 6, as I could see on the Irish version of Sports Tours International website, would be €13,496, $15,250.48, $11,336.64 sterling, or 23,348.08 Australian dollars. And that's based on the Irish site. It's various international sites. Flights would be extra, and that also includes sharing a room with someone. But you might be running these with a partner or a buddy or whatever. You can double it if it's room only. And I suspect you could do all 6. Boston, they give to loyal customers, but I heard that maybe if you ran 5, you could do Boston. So maybe you do all 6, ring them up, and maybe that's a quick and relatively easy way of doing all 6 major marathons, rather than the leisurely stroll through all the options that I did. An economist might look at a cost-benefit analysis. I outlined the costs, but what about the benefits, and do they outweigh the costs? I'm reminded of the famous soccer player from this particular island, George Best, who had led a wild life, was quoted as saying, "I spent a lot of money on booze, burrs, and fast cars. The rest, I just squandered." I think, yeah, you got to look at what you get out of it. Okay. You've seen a lot of t-shirts in this particular video. This is my favorite, this Boston t-shirt. I'd rather this than the jacket. I wear this all the time. You've probably seen it lots of times if you watch these videos. This is my favorite t-shirt, that when I'm out wearing it, I feel really good. I know what it took to get there and what it took and benefits I got. And for me, they're primarily health benefits, physical and mental, mostly mental, funny enough. I think more of that than the physical side. But I got to challenge myself. Some of it was a real challenge. I got to go to amazing places, not just in the 6 majors, but all the other experiences around them. I had amazing experiences. Most importantly of all, I met amazing people, including some of you. For that, all of that to me is priceless. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, it would be great if you hit the like button. As always, there'll be lots of stuff in the description below, and I'll happily answer any questions you put into the comments. There'll be a big blue subscribe button popping up there, and some related videos there. Thanks for watching. Till the next video, just keep running along.